Hi loves, Jeray Malay, the girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm back with some commentary about none other than your girl, Apryl Jones. Apryl has been all over the blogs, Instagram, Facebook, black and white Twitter, being dragged for sleeping with her baby's father's ex-bandmate slash friend slash cousin, Lil Fizz. Now, typically Apryl is kind of like unapologetic, emboldened, if anything, by the fact that she's smashing her children's play uncle. She's usually like that girl that's like, you know, I'm living my life for me and I ain't gotta explain my happiness to nobody type of chick, right? Well, in this interview that she did with Claudia Jordan, who has a show on Fox Soul, which, sidebar, I had no idea that was even a thing, because we all know how Fox did, you know, how they used to do us, but I guess they like, listen, we need your viewership, so let's, here go Claudia. I forget the name of the show, but it looked like it was taped in front of a live audience. I don't know. I mean, I've never even gotten to Fox Soul, so it's kind of all new to me. Anyways, see a more mild-mannered, more tamed, more media-trained Apryl Jones, who is, I guess, trying to rebrand herself and let us know what she really was going through. And I can't help but to view Claudia through my Real Housewives of Atlanta lens, because some of the stuff she was saying, I was just side-eyeing like, sis. And like, some of the things were mentioned where Claudia would say like, well, why did you feel the need to date his, you know, ex-band member, or whatever the case may be? And Apryl responded with, you know, they were in the band 15 years ago, and I don't want to stunt my happiness for something in the past, whatever, you know, her normal spiel. And Claudia made the comment of like, yeah, I right, girl, because I mean, the world is so small. I'm like, what? The world is so small? You mean the circles that you're running in are so small, and you just can't seem to get anything outside of that, girl? It's 8 billion people in this world. You mean to tell me the world is so small that you have to date somebody that's in your man circle? Girl, go. In the words of my good sis,
you're a whore. You done slept with everybody.
But you know what, now to think of it, given both of their histories, I can see why that made a good interview, because Claudia definitely has, you know, been around these streets. That's no secret, and neither is it for Apryl Jones. And I feel like they had good chemistry in this interview. Apryl tried to show us a softer side. You can tell she's definitely been through something. She came off very hurt, way milder, more mild-mannered than I've ever seen her before. Interesting. Although I found Claudia a bit annoying, and I was a fan of Claudia when she was on the show, but she tends to revert everything back to her. Oh, I remember when, oh girl, that's like me. Like, she kind of reverted everything back to her. Like, you can tell her interviewing is kind of like shaky. I mean, maybe not, maybe that's just her personality. I don't know, because I don't watch the show, but it was just like on my last nerve. And I know it's her job to make the guests feel comfortable, but like, simmer it down some. Like, you had a 10, I need you at like a 7, okay, Claudia? But she did ask those heavy-hitting questions like, are you and Fizz still together? Which Apryl responded with a very watered down, very genetic, very, I'm not telling y'all no more of my business. You know, my main focus are my kids, and his main focus is Cam. I'm like, after all this parading around on Instagram and showing off on this and doing all this, now your main focus are your children, girl? Wow, like, it took all of this for you to focus? Girl. This interview gave me like, I don't even know what it gave me. It just didn't give me what I needed from Apryl, okay? After all she done put us through of last year, messing up the Millennium Tour, you mean to tell me this is all you gave us? So when asked about how she felt by the people who were saying that she broke up the group and this, that, and the third, Claudia kind of tiptoed around it, because her simple response was, how can I break up a group that was already broken up? I mean, I met Omarion before, you know, after the group was already broken up. But like, sis, come on now. You know that they were just on tour. You know the fans were really happy to see all of the guys together again. You know you had a major part in making Omarion move the way that he was moving in this second run of the Millennium Tour. So she tried to make it seem like they were been broken up, but girl, that's what I don't like. Like, there's no accountability with her. She's so like on both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, I don't care, this is who I am, and then, oh, I don't have nothing to do with it. She didn't have the nerve to say, well, I'll let them discuss it because it's their group, it's their concert. Like, no, girl, that to me underlining like she knows that she's at the root of it. But now that it's gotten hot and Omarion is taking that back somewhere else, now she want to, you know, be she wants to give out politically correct statements. Go figure. Not for nothing, like B2K was a major group. Like, you know, depending on where you fall in the 90s babies categories, like B2K was it, sis. Like, and some of us didn't make it to this first tour. Like, a person who's a B2K fan, like back in the day, regardless of like the, you know, their personalities and addictions and everything else in between, they had great music. And especially if that was a part of your childhood, like, we'll never see that, girl. We better watch YouTube replays, because I don't even know if they coming out with like a real, you know, watch Millennium Tour in live DVD for my good sis. Like, come on. My guess is Apryl is salty by that chess move Omarion just pulled, and realized that the bag and her angle, her power, her positioning of power, sleeping with Fizz, is no longer valid. And truth of the matter is, I don't think Apryl calculated this move, you know, and you can just tell this by her willingness to move on so fast, being seen with this FBF young baby goat, which, by the way, what type of name is that? Like, what? She's out seen with him already. So you can tell my good sis is on her skates. She's skating around to see where is the next check coming from. I'm sure that this move that Omarion just pulled definitely put a strain on their relationship, because honestly, I feel like Fizz has always been bitter towards Omarion, and clearly Apryl was too, and they used each other as an opportunity to get back at him, but it eventually backfired on them. So, in Apryl, you should have just been more calculated. Like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now you have nothing to say to the media. Now you falling back when it's getting good? Whack. And I think, honestly, like I said, both of them used each other to kind of get back at him, and it backfired on them. So no more pussy patting Instagrams and subliminal shots on Instagram for either one of them. Okay, at least for some time soon. It might be just a whole part of the storyline, because you know how that VH1 world go. Some other things worth mentioning: Apryl seems very sad, very broken, very misguided type of tease, trying to pull it back together under the spotlight that she calls on herself. And she was okay with the negative attention at first, but I can tell that it's starting to eat away at her. Very misguided. I don't know much about Apryl, but I'm sure she's had some serious trauma in her background, in her upbringing, just based on her rationalization and how she thinks about things. Even just the way that she presents herself, it's really kind of telling as to who she is as a person, outside of social media, outside of anything. Just, you can tell how a person thinks and acts by the way they react in certain situations, you know. That impulsivity, the facade of I don't really give a, but you really do though, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just gives me broken woman vibes, honestly, which I'm not shaming it at all, because a lot of us need to heal, okay? It's just that unfortunately, like, unfortunately or fortunately, we're not on platforms that are broadcasted, or at least putting ourselves in these exploitive situations where it can come across that way, right? So she's there to promote her new wine, which I'm sure every thought box is going to be breaking their necks to crack open her twist off wine cap. But I mean, no, I shouldn't have said that. That was mean. Because I mean, like, listen, I'm for every girl who's about her coin, girl. Get it how you live. It's just, you know, she's just so murky. Like, I just can't. I'm wishing her the best on her wine, her little Ame La Vie. I like that name too, because I was reading and couldn't figure it out, but it's Ame La Vie. Ame is after her daughter, which means beautiful. La Vie means the life, so it's like beautiful life, which is cute. It kind of reminds me of C'est La Vie. So, you know, she talks about her having a degree and she's a creative, but girl, let's see some more creativity. And I'm not talking about being creative with your box. I'm talking about being creative with your mind and giving us a little different side of you. At this Claudia Jordan interview, you know what would be good though? I would like to see Apryl Jones on Iyanla Fix My Life. Girl, because Iyanla will get her together. Iyanla, okay? She'll let her know straight up. She'll let her know. And I feel that broken little girl in her, just in her interviews, which I never really watched the show and got really into her. But I was like, let me just get this little 20-minute interview a chance. I'll leave that in the description too if you guys want to check that out as well. I think on a young, she can really have a chance to rebrand, because that's what she's trying to do. But girl, this is not it. Not on no Fox Soul. Ain't nobody checking for that. And also, make sure you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this commentary and conversation. I want to give a quick shout out and a happy new year to all my new subscribers, y'all. I appreciate the love so much. Honestly, truly, I do really appreciate it. As always, I am sending you love and light.